back to look at another Masters of the Universe Classics figure from Mattel. We're going back to look at the evil Lord of Destruction himself, Skeletor. Now let's take a really quick look at packaging. I know in the He-Man video I said that I probably wasn't going to do this for every figure, but I've got the packaging out, so I might as well do it. So we've got the standard box, mailer box for the figure. Nothing really to show there. Same situation for the packaging for Skeletor as with He-Man. We've got our Motu Classics logo. We've got his name. This is again the reissue figure, just like with He-Man. So it's got that original burst down there on the Grayskull bricks. We've got our Eternia backdrop. We have got a card back with some figure assortment on it. We've got Skeletor's bio, which again is not something that is consistent throughout the line. Not every character gets one of these, and they really fell off at the end of the line that Mattel still had the property. So let's take a look at the figure itself. All right, so let's go over what this guy has to offer. So we'll go over that head sculpt first. So we've got our kind of telltale Skeletor skeleton head, great sculpting on the teeth, that sunken nose, those sunken eyes, the red paint in there, excellent paint on the face, the yellows and the greens. He's got his cowl on his head, full rotation all over for the head. We've got standard Masters of the Universe Classics articulation. We've got the rotation and swivel at the shoulder, bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. We've got what would become some standard shared parts for wrists on Skeletor, the fins, those pop up a lot. We've got wrist rotation. We have an ab crunch. We have waist rotation. We have wide range of motion on those legs. They've got thigh swivels. We have got a single jointed knee. We have rotation at the boot cut level, and then we have a hinge at the ankle down there. And my ankles haven't fared so well over time, but they're a little loose, but they're not exactly problematic. He has no issue staying. They just aren't as tight as my He-Man figures are still. And we've got those kind of classic three-toed demon feet that would become kind of standard across a lot of figures as well. And again, because this is one of the older figures, he does have the pegged ankles, which were a boon to a lot of folks. And let's go over what he comes with in terms of armor. So we've got the painted boots. We have got the loincloth with like a leathery type look to it, and differing shades of color here. He's got furry loincloth underwear. We've got his armor, and this would also be something that gets shared amongst Skeletors, and Faker has the same kind of armor that we'll get to, and it's removable, just pops up with these little pegs right here. On the back there's a spot for his power sword. We've got differing hues of purple on the armor, and then kind of a more maybe maroonish purple for the centerpiece there, darker on the shoulder pads, a little bit lighter in the overall shoulder chest area, and then lighter on the bone cross there. So I mean, overall this is a great sculpt. He became the basis for a lot of our figures. He's true to the vintage look, and just an all-around good figure. You can't go wrong with the Skeletor. He was an excellent entry into the Motu Classics line when he first came around in the beginning of 2009. So let's see what he comes with as far as accessories. Right now, as far as accessories go, he's got 3 main accessories. I wouldn't count the armor, despite it being removable. So we've got his Havoc Staff, which is my favorite of the Skeletor accessories, with that ram skull. It's all kind of a monotone color, purple with it kind of has a nice shine to it. A lot of sculpted detail in there, though. You've got the pattern on the horns there. You've got the teeth sculpted, like cracks in the bone. So it's a great piece. This is what I usually display him with in terms of what he's holding. We've got his half power sword, which joins with He-Man's power sword, and I haven't actually done this in a very long time. Not sure they're even going to go together anymore. They haven't held their shape very well for me over the years. But let's see if we can get them. Yeah, no, maybe not. I'll have to play with it a bit. But they would join together to form like the mini comic style dual power sword. And then we've got his actual power sword. So it's got that purple kind of dual tone with the black handle. a darker purple, and then kind of a metallic-y sheen on the actual blade itself. And as far as him being able to hold them, I mean, the sword can go in the sheath on the back, but he's also got excellent grip on both hands. And this is a reissue figure, and I know that they fixed some of the issues with a grip for the original figures, so take that into consideration. And then as far as the Havoc Staff goes, I mean, he can hold this just fine. I usually display him, you know, just sort of standing with it, but you can get him to hold it in both hands. He has no problems doing that. Just get him, snap it in, and he's ready to roll. So, I mean, great accessories. You can't get too much more for a Skeletor figure without going too extreme and getting into the realm of other characters' accessories or things that belong with the variants that came down the line. So, just like with He-Man, he came with what he needed to be Skeletor. So, overall, I think this is, of all the Motu Classics Skeletors, this is probably my favorite, and it's still just because it's that classic style, vintage look for Skeletor. There are plenty of other Skeletor figures in the line that I'll eventually get to, and some that are probably just as good, but I think this is still my favorite. So let's take a quick look though with He-Man, just for comparison's sake. So I mean, you can see they fit together really well. You know, these are the quintessential figures in the line, really. So, you know, they have to look good together, and they definitely do. So I think that's going to do it for this review, guys. As always, stay tuned to Toy Bro for more reviews, and we're going to have a lot more looks at the Motu Classics line, with because there's plenty of figures to look at, and I've got tons of them to dig through. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, as always. You know, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. You can see the links in the description in the video. And as always, until next time.